another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. I am your guest host, Q, and we are here documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time. And I have Nancy here from Sav-On Plumbing.
Correct.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We want to talk about you as an amazing entrepreneur. You have done so much for the community, so we want to chat a little bit about that. And tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, our company's been in business about 25 to 30 years here in the Valley, and I purchased it last year.
Okay.
So now it's a woman-owned business, and we're excited about that. And we've made some transitions, but we have really experienced plumbers. My background is I spent 30 years in the insurance industry, and I actually started out as the business consultant to the plumbing company and ended up marrying the plumber.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of
that's handy.
Yeah.
Literally. Well, that's great. I love that you brought up a women-owned business. That definitely isn't the original thought or the initial thought, or I'm sorry, the instinctive thing for a plumbing company.
Right.
Right.
It is a little unusual.
So, but that's great. You're going to probably change the industry a little bit, you think?
Well, there's other women out there who've paved the way. But I don't know that my husband always says the world isn't ready for women plumbers yet, but they're certainly ready for us to answer the phones and solve problems.
Why is that?
Well, we're still stuck back a little bit in the 40s maybe, but we're working this way.
Well, but the company, the name has been in the community for a long time.
A long time, and we've done a lot of good work in the community. We next month we'll be sponsoring the City of Glendale Canine Officer Team.
Nice. At
the Desert Canine Dog Trials. We put a lot of effort back into the community and helping especially lower income residents.
I love that, because that's what keeps you here for another 20 to 30 years.
Right.
And businesses are coming and going so fast, and it's just great to see a company that's willing to not reinvent themselves, but move and progress along with everything else.
Right.
And so you have a handful of employees, right?
Right.
Was that over, I forgot the number, over 20?
No, we only have 3 right now.
3 employees.
Right, and
okay.
We're looking for more, but it's very difficult to find young people that want to go into a trade. They're sort of more geared toward college, but the trades, a good plumber can make $70,000, $80,000 a year. So it's a wonderful trade. My husband trained our successor, who we hope will buy our business.
Okay.
He's worked for us for 13 years. My husband's really good at training. So there's jobs out there, but if somebody's handy, plumbing's a great career, and I think that we don't think about the trades as much as we used to when unions were strong.
I think that's a lack of getting the message out, and in the way of maybe it's social media or things like that to kind of reach out.
Right.
The trades now are technical trades. I know that I was in the culinary field, so that's all the rage.
Exactly. Right.
But it's great to see that you're able to even make an impact with the canine group and lower income. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, my background is I worked in risk management. I started out in insurance. My parents were both insurance agents, so I had a big background in insurance and risk management, and went on to start my own business as an insurance consultant and marketing person for the insurance industry. And then little by little, I started taking over, helping him in his business, starting with his insurance and his risk management, and one thing led to another, and we knew each other. We were really good friends, best friends for many years, and he kept saying, "I'm going to marry you," and I kept saying, "No, I'm not marriage material." And then one day,
look at that.
I did. We got married.
That's an awesome story.
He's a wonderful person, and I'm very proud of his company and what we're doing, and it's our company.
He did start it. He started
it, and then I bought it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you didn't just wake up one day a long time ago and say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to own my own business.
Well, my parents were entrepreneurs. They were both independent insurance agents. So I worked for corporations, but I really didn't feel like that's where I wanted to be. So when I was in college, I did an internship. I thought I was going to become a parole officer in California. And I did an internship at the parole department well, actually it was a probation department in Alameda County. But what I learned is there were no resources to help people. So you were essentially sentencing them to go back to prison.
Yeah.
So what I did at that point was I thought, I want to work for the government, but I don't want to work in corrections, in any kind of corrections, because of the funding issues. So I moved into state government and city government. So over the years I've been a risk manager for schools, for cities, and for privately self-funded, self-insured organizations. So I have a really deep entrepreneurial streak, and then I moved and started my own business, consulting business, maybe 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer.
Well, the main characteristic is I didn't feel like I was in the right place.
Right, and that's so important to trust your gut, and it's really hard when you're making you have a 401k and you have good benefits, and to strike out on your own, it's a
It's not as glamorous as everybody might think.
It's not. We probably combine work 80 hours a week. No, I would say 120 hours a week.
Wow.
We work a lot. It's really hard work. And the financial piece is one piece of it. And we've had good financial advisors that have helped us, a good CPA, a great bookkeeper. We run accounting software, so we know each day what our profit and loss is.
Great.
We try to benchmark really carefully and compare ourselves to other companies best in class in our industry.
And while it can be tough, the journey can be tough, the rewards are such that you get to not know what day of the week it is. You get to make your own schedule, but you get to make an impact where you want to make an impact. Right. So are there any other causes that are near and dear to you?
Well, I've done a lot of volunteer work with Catholic Charities in the past with their program to help women exit the sex industry, and I've been very, very involved there. They had to close their program down, so it's really a struggle to try to help women come off the streets. But that's been a big passion for me, and I've watched a lot of girls and mentored. In fact, one just graduated from ASU with 2 degrees, and is now working in the financial services industry. So those are things that I'm passionate about, is trying to give people a hand up and a second chance.
I feel that passion from you, and I think it's just so great and refreshing, because either people don't have anything that they're really passionate about, or they don't know how to express it. Or they don't know what to do with it.
Yes, I think sometimes that's it. And sometimes it's as simple as going and joining a meetup group.
Yeah.
Watching for opportunities in your community, something that speaks to you. Maybe it's photography, or maybe that you're good at handling books and you can volunteer somewhere to help them with their books.
And what other ways, so what other services, I mean, do you typically, your plumbing company, like what is a typical call, or,
Yeah, well, typically, a lot of times we come in and give an estimate on a remodel. We want our bathrooms outmoded, and we want to make some changes. But honestly, very often, and much of our clientele, about 80% of our clientele is repeat business.
Awesome. That's a large amount.
It is. We try to keep our pricing competitive, but we try to white glove our customers, and we really care about them. So the typical call is, my sink is backed up, or it could be my toilet's leaking, it's my backyard, there's a problem with my lateral line. These are all issues that you just have to kind of calm people down and say, okay, here's our availability, and let's get over there and help you out.
I think that a lot of, with trades and whatnot, people don't know necessarily who to call, or who should I call for, is it an electrical thing? Is it a drywall thing? And so it's just great that you're there to help calm them down and say, and I'm sure that you have other people that you can refer to if it's not a plumbing problem, or if
absolutely. We have a whole kind of a list of contractors that we feel are reputable, and I think it's important that business homeowners and actually business owners, because we do a lot of real estate
work,
upkeep, that they check Yelp, check Better Business Bureau, just to be sure. I saw something on the news last night where a couple had given, I think, $70,000 to a contractor. He wasn't registered, he wasn't licensed, and he just quit working. And so they have no fallback.
Consumers are so scared of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as someone who promotes businesses and helps them grow their community of people, I love and I can feel the passion, and I can sense that you're really in it for the community and doing good in your space. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and for just being so awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you here.
Thanks.
And with that, we're out.